Hey guys, how's it going? CoderMan here. In today's video, I want to talk about how one of our rental properties almost caught on fire. So as a landlord, there's few texts or calls that you want to get from one of your tenants, but for sure, anything that has the word fire in it or spark is probably at the bottom of the list of things that you want to see. And for me, that ended up happening where when I was out with some friends, I got a text from one of my tenants saying that the heat wasn't working in one of the rooms, and when they went to turn it on, it actually sparked. So of course, they didn't try it again. They contacted me. I'm freaking out because is everything situated? You know, I'm not super close to the house, so I got to get up there as soon as possible. And I did just that because I want to be a good landlord and I want the tenants to know that I'm responsive to things. You know, and in regards to the text message, I mean, I have it right here where I don't know if you can see it or not. I'll put it on the screen. But basically, you know, it's very redacted because there was other information in here. But essentially, you know, the heat wasn't working and the wire had, or something inside had sparked. They saw that. So I had to get up there real quick and check it out. So when I got to the property and I looked everything over, I noticed that the circuit breaker had been tripped and I left it just the way that it was. Contacted an electrician. Now, of course, this happened on a weekend, Sunday to be exact, and the cost to have them come out would have been extremely expensive, but you have to do it. Now, fortunately for me, the tenant realized this without me actually even saying anything and said, hey, we don't use that room right now, so the person that is usually in that room wasn't there for the weekend, so why don't you come back early this week and get it fixed? So I got an electrician out there. He looked it over. He obviously saw the breaker that I did. I kind of explained my, investigation, if you will. And he basically took the thing apart and noticed that the wire inside had actually arced and had essentially caught fire and then caused the circuit breaker to pop. So I'm not making this video to say how horrible real estate investing is. In fact, I've found overall the last 8 months that it's been an amazing journey. We've learned some stuff, we've done some stuff wrong, we've had some issues, but everything's worked out overall. And I think I should make a different video on kind of like our coming up on first year as real estate investors and what we want to do for the future, because I think it helps to hear from different sides. We're not this massive corporation. This is just my wife and I. We bought a rental property and we're trying to do good. For those who know me personally, we're foster parents, and I feel like for rentals, it's kind of the same thing. We're helping out people. Difference is that it's a business. You are supposed to make money, but you're still giving a person a place to live. If you don't gouge them on the rent and you're a good landlord, you follow up with requests, or in this case, you follow up with an incident and get everything situated, they'll stay with you for a long time. So when the electrician was on site reviewing everything, he noticed that the heating element is actually a baseboard unit, had a wire running to it, but what's crazy is the Romex was run outside along the baseboard and then paint matched so you couldn't see it. Now, when we did the home inspection and when we've cleaned the house and got tenants in there looking, no one had noticed it. It was actually a really good installation on a really shoddy job. They're supposed to be insulated and it's supposed to be hidden. It's not supposed to be visible. So what had happened was the tenant was actually cleaning the room and hit it with a broom and managed to wiggle something and caused it to arc. It's all said and done, it's all fixed, everything's great. But while I was at the house, I just had a thought, what if other rooms have this? So I asked the tenant if I could quickly look around, and sure enough, one of the other rooms had this same setup where they just ran the wire outside of the baseboard. So I had them fix that as well, and all they do is they basically just take like a pipe and they attach it to the baseboard and it caps the Romex so that you can't actually touch it and it's insulated. So fortunately for us, it wasn't super expensive to get fixed. Everything's proper, the tenant's happy, I'm happy, everything's secured, and hopefully I never get a text message like that again, because I have to be honest, it was quite scary. You have to think the worst. If anybody ever mentions spark or fire or plumbing, water, anything along those lines, it can be a very costly or a very dangerous thing happening, and you want to make sure that it's fixed as soon as possible. So just a quick heads up on a couple of videos I'm going to be creating. I'm going to be making a full video on the Acura because I had some people asking me questions. And I'm also going to be doing 5 years of ownership with the M3, a breakdown of all the costs, both mod and service related, to kind of give you that full total cost of ownership. Because I've had a lot of people ask me, and I think it should be really helpful if you're thinking of purchasing one, or if you're just curious how expensive or how not expensive it is to own an M3. Well, that's all I have for this topic. I'm actually going to wrap up this video because the oil delivery guy is at our house and it's going to get very loud. You can already hear my dogs barking. So I appreciate you guys checking out this video. Please leave a comment if you have any questions on the real estate investing. Like this video, subscribe if you're new here, and I'll catch you in the next one.